It's happening. I'm taking the plunge and I'm going to transform this dining room. Let's do this. Hello, my friend. It's Kelly. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I mentioned in a few videos back that I was contemplating perhaps changing the top part of this dining room to a much bolder color, navy blue specifically. And after a few weeks of thinking about it, I've decided to take the plunge. A few of you mentioned in the comments quite a few times that either you have a navy blue room or you know somebody who does, or you thought it was beautiful. So you've convinced me, and I'm going to start painting this room. I'm really excited. I have a vision in my head, so let's hope that it all comes to life, because painting over navy blue will be very hard, but it's only paint, right? It's only paint. So there's a lot of prep work to do. As you can see, we've already started it. We've taken down everything off the walls, pushed everything into the center of the room. And yeah, so now it's just all the little prep stuff that I have to get going on. So I've got a lot of work to do. So let's stop yapping and let's get to working. As soon as you walk into our home, the dining room is right off the entryway. And yet, it's been one of the most overlooked spaces in our house. It feels bland and uninspired, and if I'm being honest, I often end up using it as a bit of a dumping ground whenever I start decorating for a new season. And the gray on the top part of the wall has never felt right to me. It has always felt off. I don't know why. I have just never really liked it. But this space has so much potential. So I'm so glad that today I'm finally going to give it the attention it deserves with a complete, dramatic makeover. To start fresh, I needed to completely clear the room. With everything out, I could finally see the space for what it is and begin the process of prepping it properly. As my husband always says, half the job, no, probably 80% of the job of a paint job is to properly prep the room and the space. That meant filling in old nail holes, sanding things smooth, and giving the walls and the moldings a good clean before moving on to the fun part of the actual makeover and seeing that paint color put on the wall. One of the best parts about doing a project like this is you actually get into the room and deep clean it. I haven't done that for a long time, so it felt so good to move all the furniture into the middle of the room, get vacuuming behind everything, and just giving everything a good old-fashioned cleaning. So my husband and I really do like painting together. He's gone golfing this morning, and so I'm left with the task of doing all the prep work, which I don't mind. It gives me a chance to really get in here and clean. And what I think I'll do next is I will wash down all the walls. A few of the spots that I did fill need another coat, so I'll wait till all that is done. Then I'll vacuum up all the dust that's accumulating. But yeah, we really do like painting together. I like doing all the edging. I'm more precise than he is, so I like doing the edging. He likes rolling, so we make a good team that way. So I'm not going to be doing it all by myself. I will have some help, but yeah, I'm going to be just concentrating on all the prep work, the cleaning, all that stuff. And that's a lot of work. Usually he helps with that, but I figured I could do it myself today. So that's where we're at with this. little bit of a tricky situation is it may not look like I've covered all the wood, but this is actually caulking from when we had the wood paneling installed. So this is actually caulking. It's not the wood. I've tried to feel my way in as best I could, get it as tight to the wall and the wood as possible. But that is just caulking. So it won't be so bad if that gets painted blue, and then we'll have a nice crisp edge along the white. But yeah, that's the way it's looking so far. So one small wall done and a whole bunch more left to do.
With the prep work finally finished, all the walls were patched, everything taped and covered, and the drop cloths in place, it was time for the most exciting and, if I'm honest, a little intimidating step in bringing this room to life with color. I chose Deep Navy by Behr. It's a dramatic shade that I knew would completely transform the space. But you know, those first strokes along the ceiling edge felt both thrilling and a little nerve-wracking, but it was the beginning of something really special, and I was so excited with those first few strokes going on the wall. I could suddenly see my vision for this room coming to life. As the navy started to cover the walls, I could already see the mood of the room shifting. It was amazing how quickly a color can change the entire feel of a space. It was bold, well outside of my comfort zone, but exactly the kind of transformation this room needed and wanted. Here's a quick tip. The team at the hardware store also gave me this really helpful tip for working with such a deep shade. Always let the first coat fully dry, at least 12 hours before starting the second coat. Otherwise, you risk lifting the first coat and ending up with even more work. So I made sure to factor in the extra dry time before moving ahead. And here's a look at the walls now that we have done 2 full, complete coats on the wall. But you can see that I have some touch-ups to do with the white and cleaning it up. So my goal here now is to tape off the wall so I can start to paint the trim and the molding with the white paint. It needed painting anyways, so that's our next step. Once the paint is fully cured and dried, I will tape off the ceiling molding and the molding on the bottom part of the wall and give those areas a quick touch of white paint. And here's a look after I completed touching up the white on the ceiling molding and along the top ledge of the molding on the bottom part. I was shocked how crisp and clean everything came out. I was so proud of myself. Even my husband was amazed at the job that I did. It didn't take very much either. Again, the hardest part was just taping off all the wall and all around the ceiling. That was the longest part, but then the painting really made such a difference, and it really made the molding on the ceiling pop now, and the navy blue on the walls really, it almost changed it as well and gave it a really dramatic flair. But then as I stood back, I realized I hadn't done the whole doorway frames, so I decided that they were looking a little yellow now that everything was all nice crisp white. They haven't been painted for a long time, so that was my next little task, was just to paint the front part of the door frames. I ended up painting also the thick part of the molding that you see there, and that took no time at all. All in all, this project, we started thinking, oh, it'll be like a day and a half project. But when you factor in the drying time you need for the dark paint and all these little touch-ups, and all the prep time, it probably took us 5 days. Prep on the first day because I did it myself, took me 3 hours. That's to fill in all the holes, sand them, wipe down the walls and the molding, and then tape everything off and apply all the plastic to avoid splatters on the white part. Then we did the first coat of paint and had to let it dry. We did the second coat, had to let that dry, and then we worked on taping and repainting all the white. So all in all, probably a good 5 days before we got this room back together, and I can't wait to show you how it looks.
Liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and be on your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall and deep and abide.
And now the fun part begins, and that's putting this room back together. So called in the hubby to help with the heavy lifting, and he's just going to put up all the things that we need to hang the mirror. I'm thinking about giving this mirror a bit of a makeover as well. It's a little bit too orangey gold for me. I'm thinking about using some rub and buff on it just to take away some of that orangey look to it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think I should give that a try, I can do it in an inconspicuous area before I do the whole frame and just get a feel for it. But he's going to help me put this room back together, hanging the mirrors. I'm hanging pictures up, some actually pictures that I've had in this room, but I'm relocating them and adding a picture light, which I am so excited for. And then I didn't get a shot of this, but we actually added a curtain rod as well, which I love. And you'll see that in a minute, but wait till you see the finished room. And let's take a trip down memory lane and remember how the room looked before I started this makeover. All the furniture is inherited from my in-laws, so it has a lot of family history and sentimentality. The grandfather clock in the corner is passed on to the eldest son in each family and is almost 100 years old. It has a beautiful plaque on the back. So a lot of family history in this room.
We need to find, say you'll go,
make me wait. There's no need to.
And now, what a difference. This room was once bland and overlooked, but now it finally feels like it's living up to its potential. I love the deep navy. It brings such a richness and warmth that completely transforms the mood in this room. And instead of being a space I pass by or used as a dumping ground, it now feels intentional and inviting right from the moment you walk through the front door. I'm so glad I finally gave this room the attention it deserved and actually went with my bold choice of navy blue. This room has come to life from the vision that I had in my head, and I love it.
Is your heart? It's been like
The gold curtain rod and the gold rings are recent Amazon purchases. The curtain rod is not the best quality, but I love the gold rings. If you're interested, I will leave a link to those in the description box below.
let's make footprints in the sand.
I hope you enjoyed seeing this dining room come to life. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me as I continue creating a home that feels warm, welcoming, and true to us. And if you'd like even more seasonal decorating ideas and behind the scenes moments, you can always find me over on Instagram at HomeWithKellyP. Would love for you to come over and say hi over there. And join me next week when I will be decorating this dining room for fall. I purposely left it clean and not decorated to its full potential, just so you could get an idea of how the room looks, and I can't wait to style it up for all the different seasons. So next week, be sure to come back because I will be decorating it for fall. So until I talk to you then, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.
Walk with me down the road. There's sunshine